Okay, so the next part of the build is going to be the legs of the Gundam 3.0 kit. And there's a lot of parts here. Parts that I began to put on some of the decals first so I can get it out of the way. Mainly this part here, using the brass colored decals. Here, and of course here. Which I'm a bit disappointed, because even though there's a lot of detail here in the joints, this part, this bronze sticker, you would think that they would put a little bit of, you know, like a little bit of a print showing off that. But no, they left it the way it is, which defeats the purpose. I can understand that when you guys want to spray paint, you know, paint it the gray or dark gray or however you want to do it, and then try to mask off everything else and just spray off a little bit of bronze on it, that would have been perfect. But I find that very cheesy that they did this. Well, anyway, that's my opinion here. Let's now move on to the assembly of the leg. So first up, we'll need this, followed by one of the feet, one of the polycaps that goes here, and then we have this part that goes here, like so. Next, we have this part here, snaps into place, so that's done. Then we'll need this, followed by this part, which should fall into place like so. And then you have this part here, which snaps into place like so, like that. Then we connect this. So it looks like that. Now we have this part here that goes right under this. Remember that it forms the thrusters here and under the bottom of the foot. Oh, there we go. And then you have this trim part here, which I've noticed I didn't shave off this. There we go. Then you bring it down like that here and here. Alright, so next we have this part that goes right over this. The foot slides into like that, like so. And then the rear heel armor. And that pretty much completes the foot. Okay. Let's put this to the side. Move on to the next part. Now we take this little joint piece here. Make sure you want to keep it in this position. And if you don't know what it is, you see how the formation of the notches are? It has to look like that. Then you want to take this part, put one like this. Actually, no, my apologies. It's the opposite direction. There we go. Okay, so again, with that formation like that, but it has to look like that in the back. Then you take this part here, this part here. This will resemble the support of the ankle armor. And you want to put this one in like so. Make sure it goes all the way. And then you have the two parts here that represents the joints, which I decided to use, for those of you who probably didn't see my previously video. I was going to use the magnetic coated version of this, but I decided to use the normal one. Okay, so this one is complete once I put this one here. So that's done. So that pretty much completes the foot. Now, before you put these two parts together, you want to grab this joint and then, this polycap, and put it in here. Then close them up like so. So it looks like that. So put this to the side for now. Now, this is a weird way of assembling the joints. Somewhat. So you take this part here, and then you take this, and you feed it through here. Then you flip this up like that, so it looks like this. Next, you want to slide this down here so it goes here. And then you want to put this part like that so it's in this position. Next, taking this part here, which I've already put the sticker on, you want to keep it like in this position. And you want to put this little joint assembly here. Connect that here, and it should go right there into place. Alright. We take these two parts here. And then this joint, which goes here, followed by a polycap, which I'm going to put in first. There we go. There we go. So that looks like that. Now, to seal the whole thing up, you will need this. Actually, no. We'll use this for now. And according to this, which I'm trying to read this right, this one goes here. That one goes there. So it looks like that. And then you seal them up. Alright. So clearly, this is how it looks like. Now we take this back arm, one of the thigh armors. I'm going to put this in here. This one snaps into place, but you may have to lift it up a tad so you can put this one in. So it looks like that. Two-tone color. I really like that. A darker grayish color, a lighter grayish color, and a pure white. And we take this part here, take this part, put it here. Hold on a second, I'll make sure this is right. It goes like that. Ah, it's the opposite direction, sorry. It goes like that. And then one goes here. You may have to bend this leg so you can get it in there. And the other one goes back here. Alright, so that part is done. Take this part, put it in the back. Like so. Again, a part like this could easily be painted for those of you who want to. Next, hold on a second. Alright, so the next part is this little part here that goes like that, followed by here, and then you have the rear part here that goes like that. So it looks like this. Another rear part that goes back here, followed by this trim part. Goes like that. Now here are some nice little detail parts that goes on the sides. goes there. And the other goes there. Then we have these side trim parts. Goes here and here. And then you have these two parts here, which pretty much makes up the calf armor. Again, taking two of the joint parts instead of using the magnetic coated version. That goes there. Then you have this part here that you put this trim part. Goes like that. Put one through there. The other one through there. And then, oh, I didn't really need that, I'm sorry. And then finally, you put on the part that will represent the upper armor here. And then 3 more parts here for the joint of the leg. That's it. And then that goes here. There we go. And then finally, we hook up the foot to the leg. And now we're all done. The legs of the RX 782 3.0 is now complete. Very strong, very detailed. And speaking of detail, here's what it looks like before detailing. And here it is, all detailed and stickered. Panel lining came out pretty well, as you could see there. And so as decals, not as much as I realized. I thought that I was going to be putting more stuff on this, but overall it looks really good indeed. So this is going to be a really cool assembly once we get everything together. Alright, so now let's move on to the final assembly of this kit.